Hey, everybody out there, Daver here, and welcome to Grapple-Sauce. And don't you forget to elbow drop that like button, power bomb that subscribe button, and please leave a comment. We want to know what you thinking.
Engagement.
Anything wrestling related. Do you hate it, AEW? Do you love AEW? Are you ready for the Rumble? Who's gonna win it? Anything you got. But yeah. John Cena.
No, everyone's saying CM Punk now. One Raw segment, and everyone says it's CM Punk now.
I think it'd be a shame
fickle.
for it not to be Cena.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm hopeful about the Rumble. I like it when there's a good couple different options rather than it's going to be this person. So I'm fine with it being, could be Punk, could be Cena, maybe Reigns somehow. Like, I think maybe Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Like, I think there's a lot of good names. So I'm excited. And the women's match, maybe it's just because they haven't built it well, but it literally could be anyone on the roster. So that's also exciting.
Yeah.
True. But Dynamite, we got to talk about that.
What do you mean it was great? There were 2 Death Rider beatdown angles. Jericho's New York minute was a lot longer than a minute. And so good. Best Dynamite ever. I actually did enjoy the Ricochet Swerve stuff. Once again,
Yeah.
You know, we live in an era where Ricochet and Moné are the highlights of AEW.
The Ricochet AR Fox match bored me to hell, but everything that happened after it, I liked.
I thought the match was fine, like broadly fine.
Yeah.
It didn't pass the phone test for me.
That's unfortunate. But I think the only match that I thought was like memorable or worth anything was Moné and Yuka in the main event. I thought that was a pretty fun TV main event.
I like Yuka Sakazaki. I understand why she, whenever they can get her, they use her.
Yeah.
And it was good. I actually went back and watched Collision after I watched Dynamite. So
palate cleanser.
Yeah, it was Collision was on point, dude. The main event, Takeshita Shibata was out of control good. Samoa Joe beating the shit out of Nick Wayne was awesome. Tony Storm becoming timeless again. And it was good.
So are we back on the Collision review train?
No. No.
Yeah, apparently the next one is going to be pretty mediocre.
Well, I might be able to accurately guess, but we'll get into that after the Dynamite review, of course.
Yeah. Dynamite did not do it for me. Too many beatdowns. We had the Death Riders beating people, 2 different people. We had
pretty badass Dax Harwood promo.
Ooh,
as always.
Jericho was on the show. Yeah, man. The only things that stood out to me, the main event was good. Mercedes and Yuka. I like the little teaser video package about the guns. They're ready. They're coming back. I'm actually really looking forward to that. The Ricochet stuff was cool after the match. Like I said, the match really didn't do it for me, but him and Swerve, that interaction was good. Him holding AR Fox hostage with the scissors, dude. That was good. That was good. I like that.
No, again, like Ricochet, I even liked his pre-match promo where he's just being campy and corny and like I was like, it's crazy how he has no charisma. So he's leading into having no charisma and being like,
and somehow it's giving him charisma.
Yeah, it's working. And I'm sure like Ricochet is a charismatic man off the screen, but at least acting, he can't do it. But by God, they're leaning into it. And it's like, I'm looking forward to his segments every week.
Yeah, me too.
Also, because
really
he's teaming with Swerve, right? And Swerve is one of my favorite guys, but it's working. It's a feud that's actually working right now. Personally, I also liked the Hangman stuff. It was small, and I want to see where it's
Intriguing.
going. I think it could be good. Could be good. I don't know. Other than that, I think I'm really running out of steam on the Omega Osprey Don Callis family feud. I really hope it ends after Grand Slam. Like that's it. Omega does other stuff, Osprey does other stuff, and the Callis family all does other stuff, and it's it. Feud over, please.
Yeah, just have Kenny beat Moxley. Get that
I
over
don't
with.
know. That's not happening, man. We just got told explicitly that that's not happening.
Maybe Osprey can do it.
No, we gotta sit down, enjoy the ride that we're being taken
Yeah.
on, and say thank you, John Moxley.
Wait for Darby to coffin drop him off the top of Everest.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's get into this thing. Um, January 29th, we got a cold open, which they're not using. I'm so excited. Thank God. We go
It
right
makes it
into
it makes it so much weirder, the fact that it was only once. Like
Yeah.
it's almost worse that it was almost only once. Like they're
Yeah,
like, ah,
no,
that was a
if you're
bad
gonna do
idea.
something like that, you just gotta lean into it.
Or at least Collision's back to Saturday nights all right for fighting. That was pretty nice to see where he
yeah.
here. But
I love the cold open, like little mini interviews at the beginning of
Yeah.
Collision. Those are so
mhm.
good. But yeah, we jump right into Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage, kind of a I don't know, carry over from their little feud they got with the Don Callis family. Uh, Kenny had a match against Brian Cage the week before, so we're going to continue that. Long story short, Ospreay wins with a Styles Clash. He didn't quite get the one of the arms hooked on Brian Cage because, like, how you gonna get that big dude's arms back?
I'm sure it was like Brian Cage is heavier than most people he's given that to. So it was like, I'm on a timer with this. I got to go quick. And again, because he's just bigger, he might not have, but like he still landed it. It still looked good. He just didn't nook the arm. But yeah,
Yeah,
I thought this was like the match itself was fine. I really liked the bit at the beginning where Brian Cage was carrying him outside the ring and he threw him out.
That was cool.
And then Don Callis was like, "Bring him to daddy, bring him to daddy." I thought that was pretty funny.
yeah. I love the Don Callis family. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think they're cool. Who's gonna be the new member that they teased on Collision?
I don't think it's a new member. I think it's just
Think
Trent
it's Trent.
Beretta's coming back. I've heard
Okay.
Trent Beretta coming back, or maybe Mark Davis, which I'm okay with it because in a way, Osprey kind of has forgotten him, and that could be the storyline, and that's enough. And it
Yeah, they
would
weren't.
probably happen in Australia.
We left them off where they weren't cool with each other,
Yeah.
especially Davis.
Yeah,
So
I think the only ways the tag team match will end is I think either Omega pins Takeshita or Fletcher pins Osprey. I think those are the only two ways it'll end. I
yeah,
could be wrong.
yeah, for sure. After the match, Osprey gets attacked by Archer and Cage. Omega runs out to make the save with a chair, but he gets jumped by Takeshita and Fletcher. Excalibur, thankfully, reminds us how many feet of intestines were removed out of Kenny Omega, fourth, fifth week in a row.
Wait,
Uh,
why did he get intestines removed? I like what is
I
it like
think
some Hindu
he
trend?
went on a diving expedition or something.
Oh, because if you dive, all that air gets trapped in your intestines. We're making fun of a serious disease, and we shouldn't do that. But like, I get it. He's got diverticulitis, but they're doing it for the new people because they always got to assume there's new people. But like, I don't know. I can also just at some point it's like, oh, he grabs his stomach. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, he got hit in the stomach. He grabbed it because it hurt. Like, come on. Um, I like how they hit Takeshita's music 3 different times. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I'm so sick of these beat downs, man. It's not just the Death Rider stuff, because this is how every single Omega Osprey segment has ended these last couple of weeks, except for last week where they did the cool moonsaults. That was sick. But every other week has just ended in heel beat down. And I'm kind of getting sick of it. So
At
and
least,
then it was like, oh,
What?
we'll end it, and then we'll play the music, and someone will kind of kick him again, and then they'll play the music, and then someone will kick him, and they'll stop, and they'll play the music again, and
yeah. Well, at least if when Osprey covered up Kenny, he could have yelled 69 me, Don, like that one time. That would have been funny.
been a good reference. But I
Uh,
don't know. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I really hope this feud ends after um, Grand Slam, and we could just move on, and we get some new fresh feuds for all these people.
yeah. Yeah, the match itself was okay. I'm glad they're featuring Brian Cage. Like, he's been loyal. Like, he could have been pretty pissed at some points about not being featured and not being on TV, but I think they've rewarded him enough. He's not a main eventer. Like, just how it is. I'm glad he's on TV though.
I think he's another name to where I'd like him to win a kind of a secondary title, maybe around this year. So, like, I think I'd like to see a little Brian Cage run to see how it goes.
Yeah,
And
that'd be cool.
if it flops, it flops. But like, at least you gave it a shot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they're featuring some of the bigger guys a little more than they used to now too. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, so that's cool because go to the land of the giants. Like that's everybody's massive in WWE. I feel.
True.
AR Fox has been on the last two Dynamites. Will it continue? That's the most intriguing storyline
Ooh.
in AEW right now. Will I continue to see AR Fox?
Yikes. Man, I think the Hurt Syndicate not being on Dynamite really hurt the show for
Hurt.
me too.
Um, I don't know. I didn't really notice them, but then again, I didn't think this was a great Dynamite, so
Yeah, I think it
maybe
would have been better if they were there a little
maybe
bit.
they just don't like booking the tag team titles anymore.
Right, right. It's like, hey, you got a title. Well, see ya.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after that, we got Renee Paquette. She wants to interview Swerve. She's outside his locker room. Uh, Hangman Page walks up and barges into Swerve's locker room. He says he's not there. Page walks away and literally runs into MJF. They both look pretty mad at each other. MJF, after Page walks away, says, everyone loves Adam Page, but they don't love me. And he goes on to talk about Jeff Jarrett. He says Jarrett will be alone for his match against Claudio. And he seemed so proud of this, coining the last outlaw's last ride. Haha. So, yeah, he is not going to help Jeff Jarrett. Big surprise.
Dang, I'm so disappointed we're not getting that MJF Jeff Jarrett tag team that I was so hoping for. I hate to say it, I'm not super duper intrigued at the MJF Hangman storyline. This is before it's happened. To be fair, they haven't started anything with it. They're just kind of teasing it. But this isn't the second time. This is the second time, at least since I've started watching AEW, that they've teased an MJF Hangman storyline. So I'm kind of just gonna like wait until I see it. I'm much more intrigued at the Hangman Swerve stuff. Because if I had to say what my favorite part of Dynamite last week was, because I wasn't around to cover it, I thought it was the Hangman Christopher Daniels stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was powerful, and for someone who didn't care about Christopher Daniels, I was like, oh, it's gripping. And where he's like, you won, you retired me, good for you, man. And just how Hangman was like so like broken for a second. He's like, oh, and so maybe he's gonna make amends with Swerve, and maybe he'll realize that's not making me feel better. Like, what else? And so I don't know. I'm like, could be good. They fumbled him before, but it could be good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued on why he wanted to find Swerve. Like what's just to make amends. Be like,
I
I've been messing up.
I also think it's funny, like considering their history, he was able to get that close and no one noticed and no one
Right?
cared. Like they had a camera on Swerve's door and nobody cared that Hangman got to it and opened it.
Yeah.
Considering their past, but
Just walks out. No, he's got a private bathroom. I just had to take a big giant number 2.
yeah. And then Hangman's like, I guess he is in there. Oh wow. Like, he's just looking for the groceries, I guess.
I
He's not
left
looking
him.
for his hated rival. He's looking
I
for
left him a present. Was it a poop? It was a
Yeah.
poop.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty intrigued by that. I'm actually pretty excited about the Hangman MJF feud. I want to see MJF maybe break Hangman farther, make him more gone than he's ever been.
They do have some parallels. I mean, both of them are only one-time AEW champs. Is Hangman the shortest, like, cumulative time as champ? Well, that'd just be Punk. That would just probably be Punk, right? But like,
Yeah.
at least the people they can reference, it's probably Hangman, just off the top of my head. So MJF could compare that, or just in general be like, I had the longest reign, and your reign was what, 100 days? Ugh, gross, cringe, or something like that. Like, there is a storyline there. They just got to tell it well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it could be really good. But after that, we get Jeff Jarrett versus Claudio for a shot at the AEW World Championship held by John Moxley.
Match of the year.
At one point, Yuta shows up. Claudio giant swings Jeff Jarrett, then gets him in a sharpshooter. Jeff Jarrett reverses into a sharpshooter of his own. Yuta distracts the ref. Moxley slides in, gives Double J a paradigm shift. Then Claudio gives Jeff Jarrett 2 neutralizers for the win. No title shot. I like that. I don't think Jeff Jarrett should have won that. Then we got MJF coming out to the ring. He's talking shit on Jeff Jarrett. Uh, Jeff Jarrett uh, decks Jeff Jarrett, or MJF decks Jeff Jarrett with the Dynamite ring. He says he respects his elders, so I'm not going to say I told you so. Ooh. But he did say it, technically. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, that happened. I don't know. Jeff Jarrett didn't look too awful in the match. He got some pretty good offense in. He wasn't looking too old or slow.
I thought this match was incredibly boring, and then it still had the Yuta, it still had the Moxley, and I get on commentary that they're trying to sell like, oh, they've just got the numbers game and they always da 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 da, but like they do that so much better with the Don Callis family because the Don Callis family still stands up and beats people, and that's how they use the number games. Is they still beat people up. And I know the Death Riders are beating people up, but like we've seen it how many times where it's like 2 or 3 people and they're like, oh, we're gonna walk away. And there's like 8 of them, which has always annoyed me. But like I live in a world where Claudio could have just beaten Jeff Jarrett clean, and I think it would have done more for the story than they won how every single member of these matches have to have DQs or interference to win a match because they all suck and they're all chumps. That's what AEW is telling me.
Yeah.
And prove me wrong, right? Claudio hasn't won anything clean since like what, the C2? And even then he was losing a lot of his matches in the end. He lost to Commander, the guy who loses. So, oh, shocker. The Death Rider segment sucked. Oh, well.
Yeah, no, not really. Like 1v1, you should not be scared of any of those guys.
Yeah, like I should be in a world where Claudio can just beat Jeff Jarrett or Moxley can just beat Orange Cassidy, and you don't need a million Wheeler Yuta Basaiku knees and a Death Rider and a briefcase shot. Like Hobbs is one thing, but maybe if every match wasn't filled with interferences with these guys, it would have made Hobbs more like, oh, they had to resort to cheating to
Yeah.
beating Hobbs, whereas everyone else they've beaten clean, everyone else they've gotten out. That's the number game storyline they're telling, but like it doesn't matter because this isn't going anywhere. We're just spinning our wheels until Darby Allin gets back from his little side quest.
3 months we gotta do this.
No, you gotta enjoy the ride, Dave. Moxley tells
Okay.
us to enjoy the ride.
I'll try. After that, we get a Ricochet promo. We find out that Swerve can't interfere in his match against AR Fox. He wants to talk to Renee in a more formal setting on Collision. Then we actually get the match Ricochet versus AR Fox. Ricochet wins with a spirit gun, then a vertigo. Uh, Ricochet grabs his scissors, but Swerve comes out and grabs him and throws him into the steps. Swerve goes to give Ricochet a swerve stomp, but Ricochet holds scissors to the neck of AR Fox to escape. Kind of held him hostage. That was kind of cool. Yeah, Swerve looked angry, very angry.
I liked how Ricochet talked about, he's like, oh, I got this match with AR Fox. He's like, I'm being bullied and they're making me fight AR Fox before the biggest match of my career next week. I thought that was really funny. But Dave, you described this match as incredibly boring. And like, the more I think about it, I can't remember anything that happens in this match. I only just enjoyed the beginning of the promo and the afterwards with the Swerve stuff. So like, maybe you're right. Maybe this match itself wasn't that good, but the before and after was entertaining enough. It just kind of was fine. But yeah, I'm still enjoying this promo, this feud. I don't remember a single instance of Excalibur talking about rock, paper, scissors, so that makes the feud better.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know. How'd you feel about it, Chad?
I really liked the 450, the near fall that happened after that. Other than that, I get it. Ricochet is definitely leaning into this kind of non-charismatic heel thing. So he's slowed shit down. Like his move set's definitely not as intense as it could be, and that's sort of the point, I think. But kind of with Dave, like I don't know, maybe just the rest of the card kind of put me into a sort of a bad mood too, because I was like, whole show was kind of mid. Like the storyline stuff I really enjoyed, but the match itself, it was like, been better.
Yeah, very forgettable. Like you bringing up the 450, it was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that. But that's like literally it. I can
Yeah.
remember. Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, like yeah, the good promo before and what happened after made the match itself fine, like you said, Chandler. After that, we get a recap of Renee Paquette's interview with Moxley. He says no one needs to see the belt. It's not like a petting zoo. He is the AEW World Championship. He himself, not the belt. Not something you win or show off. It's in you. It's in your heart.
It was inside of us all along.
They actually did make a good call on commentary. I think it was Excalibur even, because he just stated the opposite. He's like, no, you can win the AEW title. So he is wrong with that.
Yeah.
Can't believe it, Moxley. You're cutting such bad promos. Excalibur's got a good point. You're cooked. You're done.
I don't know why I found it so weird that it was his wife interviewing him.
Yeah, you don't like what's Alex Marvez doing? He's so much better, and he's like, I'm gonna interview the heel stable now, and then they just bully him. Like he's so good at that. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of what they were doing in WWE, where Renee Young at the time was on commentary, and Dean Ambrose was having like he was crashing out, and like he beat up Seth Rollins on the day Roman Reigns announced he had leukemia, and so it was like really good intrigue. And then they were like, Renee, what do you have to say about Dean Ambrose? And she was like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. And so it's kind of the same thing where it's like, it's really odd that it's his wife so involved with this. Like it, and she's not like with them. She's not evil. She's still Renee Paquette. So
Yeah.
That's so weird to me.
but then again, we're critiquing this feud that hasn't been good since like what, Wrestle Dream? So
Like,
Yeah.
why isn't she on his side? It's
because
like,
she's such a good unbiased reporter, Dave, obviously.
No, the
You're not
only
even
time
thinking.
the only time any of that stuff kind of really worked was when Eddie was involved. Remember that? I'm gonna fix this like right to her. I was like, oh, that was cool. But
Yeah.
man, I miss Eddie Kingston. Shit.
I think he'll be back in like the summer or something.
Good.
But
Good.
yeah, this we're all talking about stuff that like made us really pissy about this Dynamite. I was pissy going in because I heard about the AEW YouTube whatever where John Moxley literally said, "Just enjoy the ride," which is we're not pivoting. So it was just kind of like, oh, and again, I was telling Chad like I almost would have rather preferred them not saying that and just doing the storyline and trucking on until All In and not saying anything because at least it's like you're confident in it. But AEW is never confident in anything, so it was just kind of like really souring. And now I'm just like bitter to a lot of stuff, and so it's only stuff that's like completely separate from this, like nowhere near the world title scene, which is disappointing. Because even with a good heel champion, you should be like, oh man, who's gonna go for it next? Like if Cope's not going to do it, who's going to do it next? But now I'm like, just get past the stupid Cope thing, and then we're going to do something dumb at Dynasty, and then it's going to be Forbidden Door before Double or Nothing, and then it's going to be Forbidden Door. We're going to have some fucking dumb blood and guts match. We're going to have some dumb Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing, and it's going to be like the best friends versus the Death Riders and 5-on-5, and it's going to be boring, and no one's going to care, and it's going to get booed, and blah, blah, blah. So like that's gonna be our fate for the next couple months. So I'm just bitter, and I don't know. At least the Moné match was good. Sorry, I'm rambling, but it really like ruined my mood for the Dynamite, especially this segment.
Well, you ready to get your mood kicked in the nuts even more? We got a Jericho New York minute.
I liked Big Bill, okay? I still liked it. And you know what? I liked Jericho's one bit where he was like, I told you to kill Hobbs, and you didn't because he's still able to wrestle. I was like, you know what? They're doing the Big Bill turn decently.
Yeah. Then like I like how the camera shot just lingered a hair too long. They just kind of were both sort of side-eyed each other really quick. I was like, oh, it was subtle, but good.
I'm ready for Big Bill to have a 1-minute squash match on Jericho. Maybe he's the one who takes the Ring of Honor world title. I don't know. We'll get into Collision, but somebody comes around and sets up a feud for Jericho for the Ring of Honor world title. So maybe that person takes it off. Jericho blames Big Bill. They have a match. It's a minute squash. Yeah, that's how you fix this.
Fair enough. Jericho shills his new movie called Dark Match, which, man, I don't know. If I'm really bored, I might watch that someday if it's free on streaming.
If somebody gave me $50, I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna go to the movies. Why would I go to a movie theater and pay to see a movie that has Chris Jericho in it?
How about if I give you $50 worth of edibles? You got to eat all the edibles and then watch it.
That would be like hazardous. But if I had like 2 weeks off, I would do it. But that would be hazardous.
Wait, I could arrange both those things.
I'm gonna prove a point. Dave, get to the next segment, but I'm gonna look up every movie playing at my Regal Cinema, and I'm gonna say I will watch every single one of these movies before I watch that stupid Jericho movie. But I'm gonna look it up.
But yeah, Jericho gives Big Bill shit for not taking out Hobbs permanently. He calls out the Outrunners, so we're gonna get Big Bill and Jericho against the Outrunners on Collision, I think.
It's on Collision, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're teasing that Big Bill turn, which I'm looking really forward to. I like Big Bill. He could be world champion, like if they do it right.
Oh, well, I think that's a bit much.
Really?
He hasn't. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. He could be like a great TNT champion and have a nice, like, destructive run with that belt. I just don't see him with the world title yet. You know?
Yeah, TNT. That'd be fun. But next up, a match I didn't even know we were getting, and one guy I really like, one guy I really don't want to see on my TV anymore. Jay White versus Wheeler Yuta. Uh, Basically, Yuta tries to hurt Jay White's knee or leg or whatever. Um, the match ends with Jay White countering a Bazaiku knee with a Blade Runner for the win. Jay White grabs Yuta for a post-match Blade Runner, but gets jumped by the Death Riders. Rated FTR, run out, make the save. Dax is mad that the Death Riders hurt Ricky Morton, his hero, and challenges the Death Riders for a Mid-South street fight. On Collision?
On Collision, yes.
Yeah. Poor Jay White had to be like
Right?
caught in the middle of all this crap.
Yeah, it felt like when Cope was picking him up, it felt like he was giving that, "You did good, kid." You know, like how whenever Cope thinks he's putting someone over, like I remember he had a match with Grayson Waller back in WWE before he left, and he beat him, like pretty convincingly, but he still got a mic and went, "Some people sink and swam. You swam today, kid." And he like, I'm sure it's in his mind putting over Grayson Waller, and it's like you would have put him over if Grayson Waller beat you.
Do the
Like,
job.
like do your job as an older talent and lay down every once in a while. But he's gonna lay down to Mox and be like, "See, I lay down to younger talent. Come on!" Like, So, the match was pretty dull. Again, just another dull match. I find Wheeler Yuta intensely boring. And this Death Rider feud has kind of killed any and all interest I ever had in Jay White. Like, he's still talented, but I don't want to see him on my screen, and I kind of just want the Guns to come back and save him and just like pretend this face turn never happened and just go back to the heel. Because I enjoyed that.
Give me my intro back too. I missed that intro.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Or just like bring them Bang Bang Gat back as a whole, and maybe they just do their own thing for a bit. I don't know. I'm just not into this.
They come back out, get together. All right, guys, we're gonna go after gold. We're gonna go after trios gold. We're gonna Death Riders are the trios champ.
I know. I was thinking
we're good. We're good.
I was thinking the same thing as I was talking. I was like, wow, there's 3 of them. They should go for the trios titles. Like, no, that's the Death Riders. Don't say it. Don't say it. So
totally what's happening when the Guns come back. Maybe they'll take it. They'll get the belts. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't believe it. And then the stupid, that's not even talking about the rated FTR shit. Like, I don't like Cope right now. I wish Adam Copeland returned. I can't believe he got injured and never came back.
Right.
I don't know who this Cope guy wearing a skin is. FTR are so intensely boring. And like, they keep dropping hints that they're going to turn and join the Death Riders, which is like, you already have a really boring stable and you're going to add the most boring tag team to it. like, oh, so. And then if they don't, it just makes all these comments weird. It makes that one. Remember that one video package a couple weeks ago where it was just, "This is how good of friends Cope and FTR are." Like that. Like it means that was just for nothing. If they don't turn, because they keep telling how much they like what the Death Riders are doing, they just don't like you beating up that one old guy. And Cope liked what they did. They just didn't like them beating up FTR. So maybe Revolution is just going to be one big old finger poke of doom. They'll put the title on Cope, and he'll be the face of this all.
Okay.
And that's when Christian cashes in.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know.
That'll be
I
the
know.
coolest part.
It's the patriarchy versus the Death Riders and an all-heel brawl.
Dude, the Death Riders aren't even like scary at all anymore. Like remember when Christian was like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
I don't want any." Like they were actually scary the first like 2 weeks they were a thing.
I forgot that. That was a really good bit. Oh man, that's when this story was good.
Yeah. Not anymore. Like no one should be scared of any of them one-on-one.
They're geeks.
But yeah, this match sucked. The after match shit sucked. But then we get Mariah May promo. I like her. She suggests Huntsville should change the first letter of the name to a letter C. She says Tony Storm is not real. The crowd chants Tony, and she is the woman from hell, and she is our AEW World's Champion. Uh, yeah, I mean, she should be pretty scared after what happened on Collision.
Yeah.
Mariah May typically doesn't have good live promos, but I thought this was a pretty good one. So I enjoyed this segment, and still looking forward to their match at Grand Slam. I think it's the only thing. I know they've only officially matched 2 matches, but I'm very excited for it.
Yeah. I'm down for it, man. Timeless Tony Storm is back. I love what she did. I mean, I love like the hardest role to play is yourself. Like, oh, it's so, dude, gave me goosebumps when that happened.
Yeah, I was watching Brian Alvarez talk about it, and he was like, "This is a stupid plan this whole time." Essentially, he says that you could have just had Timeless Tony Storm come back at the end of World's End, and it would have done the same thing. Which, like, no, I can kind of see it, where because like Tony Storm didn't do a whole lot, but also like this has been an enjoyable time. So I don't know. I can kind of see what he's saying. Whereas like if you think of this as like a plan that a real rational person would make, yeah, it doesn't make that much sense.
Yeah.
But time with
She
Tony
rational?
Storm. Time with Tony Storm is literally not a real rational person. So she like I believe that this is a scheme she would come up with, and
Yeah.
it's been an entertaining couple of months. So I haven't had an issue with this storyline at all.
Yeah,
And
no, I've been very sports entertained by the whole thing, and I think Mariah May has finally really come into her own. Like that, it's the kind of feud she needed. Where, like you said, she came out and she was on fire for that live promo, and she normally isn't. So
she was really she had an intensity that she doesn't typically have.
I mean, clearly Tony Storm did it to make everyone underestimate her and win the gauntlet match to get her belt back. Like, I love it. Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's very rational to me.
Yeah, I mean, we don't live in a world, unfortunately, where automatic rematches aren't a thing, which I like those. I'm like the only person who likes it when someone loses a title, they do have a rematch clause, but
yeah, not in AEW.
Not even in WWE.
Yeah, I mean they do that more than AEW, right?
They do it more, but not as often.
Yeah, it used to be almost automatic during the bad old days.
take like Damian Priest, for example. He lost the title to Gunther at SummerSlam, and the only reason he had the rematch at Survivor Series is he won a 4-way on the lead up to Survivor Series. So he didn't say he didn't even come out and say, "I want my rematch with you, Gunther." He had to win a match still to get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. After that Mariah May promo, we get a Colton and Austin Gunn kind of a teaser video package. They look like they are ready to come back. They're training. We got guns up. Yes, like I can't wait, dude. They are so good and like so much potential. I think Colton is the real like future megastar.
I
Personally,
think Austin's really funny too. I think I don't want to lose Austin, but I do agree. I think Colton could have bigger plans in his future, but I enjoy Austin a whole
So
lot.
he's the Jeff Hardy of the two?
Yes. In years from now, Austin will be like, delete, delete, delete.
yeah, I hope they push them to the moon. I'm very happy that they got featured and they're coming back. So
They're gonna
be good.
They're gonna beat the Hurt Syndicate for the tag titles. I'm calling it, baby. It's Gun Mania's running wild.
Oh my gosh, I don't know about that. But
Okay. Real talk. What has a more likely chance of happening? Jeff Jarrett beating Moxley or the Guns beating the Hurt Syndicate?
or the guns,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
think so.
If you had to pick, but yeah, we'll see. We'll let it play out. Then we get a Takeshita video package. He's the 10th international champion. You got Don Callis putting him over, showing him a lot of footage from previous matches. Yeah. Takeshita's cool as fuck. Uh, then we get a Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie promo. Apparently, it should have been Deonna who won the 4-way match on Collision, not Yuka Sakazaki, and it's Harley Cameron's fault. It is. It is her fault. I love Harley Cameron, dude. Like I think they understand they got something there. Like it's almost like she's an entertainer, a musician, a comedian that happens to be a wrestler.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's great. I think they're gonna actually do something good with her. She's not gonna beat Mercedes Moné in Australia, but she's getting that match.
It'll be a fun match in Australia, I'll tell you that much.
Yep, looking forward to it. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then they call out Harley Cameron for Collision to collect, and Harley Cameron is winning that match. Do you think it'll be Taya, then Deonna Purrazzo? Kind of move up the ladder there.
Probably. And then they'll be like, the winner gets a shot at Monet at Grand Slam. And that'll be a build up to it. But it'll be a fun build up.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's almost
like
as if my prediction, my psychic senses are telling me I know who wins Harley Cameron versus Taya Valkyrie on Collision. Ooh.
Thank you, Internet.
We'll get to that after Dynamite.
But is there a beatdown after the match?
It doesn't say it. I mean, my psychic sources are unclear about that. I can only see the pinfall and whoever gets their hand raised.
So yeah, we're at our main event already. TBS Championship title match: Mercedes Moné versus Yuka Sakazaki. Yuka counters a moneymaker into a thrust kick. I thought that was cool. Just landed on her feet mid moneymaker. Yuka hits a hammerlock merry-go-round slam for a near fall. That was freaking cool. We got a backstabber to Yuka from Moné. Mercedes gets her knees up when Yuka does her magic girl splash. But Mercedes gets the win with a moneymaker regardless. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff. Yuka did have like a little bit of a I don't even want to call it a botch, but she kind of like lost her footing on the rope and it had to like reclimb up a little bit, but that wasn't that big of a deal. It's not easy to do.
These things happen.
Yeah, slip up. Yeah, it's just a little slip up. I thought for how much of a kind of Debbie Downer the Dynamite was, this was like a nice, refreshing main event match. Like it was like a 7 out of 10 match where it's just a fun little showing.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I wish Yuka Sakazaki was on AEW more. Isn't she signed with AEW or is she just kind of a get? Yeah. So I wish she was around more, but she's in that kind of reho zone where it's like, we want to do a match, whether it's just a Dynamite one or a full blown pay-per-view feud. So you'll come back for a couple months and then goodbye. See you later.
Dude, she's even in the Fight Forever, the video game.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah,
she
I know.
should show up more. But this was another good showing from Moné. Yeah, I really like Moné's presentation right now with all 4 belts. I think if we had done predictions for Wrestle Dynasty, I would have picked Mina. But now that it's not just 3 belts, it's 4 belts. Oh yeah, of course, go with Moné. That's even funnier. So it's just helping her presentation and making her look good. And it's now to a point where whenever someone does beat her, it'll put them way over.
True.
Doesn't Takeshita have another belt?
He's got the never open weight belt from Japan.
Why isn't he carrying that around?
Well, maybe he will when he wrestles at Grand Slam. Maybe.
Okay.
Actually, I don't remember it in the Shibata match. I don't even think they mentioned it the Shibata match, which is that sucks.
No.
Why does Moné get to have 4 belts, but Takeshita only gets to have 1? Is Takeshita losing that belt soon? I think he's losing that belt soon, unfortunately. I can smell it right now. Omega pins in. Yeah. I don't like it. But then it's he'll be the first Grand Slam because he'll have won this and that and whatever and blah, blah, blah. Takeshita still got time on his career. I'm not going to get too mad. I'll suck it up. But I'm not super stoked about Takeshita already losing this belt, and he never really got a good reign because he wasn't on Dynamite ever.
Yeah.
The Hobbs match was good at World's End. I can always remember that. And then the triple threat when they won it was one of my favorite matches of all time. So
that was fantastic.
Anyways, my psychic senses are telling me that you guys want to know what happened on Collision.
Yeah. If you have it up there in your noggin.
Oh, I do. So if you want to know who answered Max Caster's Best in the World Open Challenge, it was CM Punk. I'm kidding. It was Roosh, which is good to hear that. And then apparently he then yelled at the Beast Mortos. That's all my psychic senses are telling me. So are we already breaking up LFI? Remember how, I don't know if I ever said this, but I watched a Brian Alvarez video where he was reviewing a Collision, and apparently Roderick Strong was trying to get the Beast Mortos to join the Undisputed Kingdom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Is this building off that? Like the tensions from that, which is crazy that they just kind of dropped it and now they're kind of bringing it back, but whatever. Hook and Joe apparently defeated Kit Sabian and Nick Wayne. I didn't need to consult my psychic sources to learn that. And I also didn't need to consult my psychic sources to figure out that Christian Cage blindsided Joe and Hook after the bell. I'm sure it was a nice and entertaining segment, though.
Is Samoa Joe going to get a match against Christian for the title shot for the contract?
No, I'm sure they'll just have a match, probably at Grand Slam, actually.
That'd be
which
great.
I'm okay with. This one's pretty sad. Chris Jericho and Brian Keith defeat the Outrunners.
Yeah.
When Big Bell attacked the Outrunners after the match, Bandito returned and took the fight to Bill, Jericho, and Keith. So Bandito's back.
Is he though? I mean, he already got pulled into the Chris Jericho vortex.
Yeah, but maybe he just beats him for it, and we can just move on. FTR defeat John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta of the Death Riders after Cope and Jay White helped even the odds when Claudio and Marina Shafir interfered. Cope, White, and FTR ganged up on Moxley after the match. Oh boy, I'm gonna tune into Collision for that. It literally is just timeless. Tony Storm cuts a promo about Mariah May. I'm sure it's more than just that. I'm kind of
I'm
annoyed
sure
that
it's
that's
probably goaded.
I'm annoyed that that's just the write up, but I'll look up that on YouTube afterwards. Megan Bain defeated Hyena Hera, so Megan Bain is still being used.
I'm watching Collision.
And then I'm pretty sure this is the main event. Daniel Garcia defeated Kyle O'Reilly and Lee Moriarty to retain the TNT Championship. And then Adam Cole and Roderick Strong made the save when Shane Taylor's promotion surrounded the ring after the match.
You got to be happy that they're putting Shane Taylor Promotions on not Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, but they've already announced Jericho and Death Riders for Collision, so I'm just not going to watch it. But
what happened to Harley Cameron and Taya?
Oh, I thought that. Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure that was on there. Did I skip it? I do remember seeing it. Okay, hold on. Oh, it was after Megan Bain. They just did the 2 women's matches in a row. Yeah, Harley Cameron defeated Taya Valkyrie.
I'm going to watch Collision. I'm just going to have to.
I mean, that is a pretty monumental win.
Mm-hmm. She gets her first win of Dynamite or AEW for the year.
I want to see Megan Bain squash whoever you said she wrestled.
Hyena Hera.
How do you like going back to the good Collision, the Homecoming? How do you like Queen Aminata's new look?
It's good.
Beyonce hair.
Her.
She looks great.
I like it.
I was so happy that was a good 4-way match. Deonna Purrazzo, Queen Aminata, Yuka, and Serena Deeb.
Mm-hmm. It was a nice fun one.
But yeah, I absolutely love Queen Aminata. Like, what do we got to do to get her in the TBS World Champion, Women's World Champion scene?
Good question. I don't know.
They need a mid-card belt, right?
It kind of just seems like you want another mid-card belt. Is that what I'm hearing? The TBS title is the mid-card belt.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it just equal to the...
The second Moné drops it, it's going right back to the mid-card belt. I'm telling you that. And it's not because of whoever's holding it. It's going to be mid-card. It's because they're going to treat it mid-card. So it's the second Moné loses it. That's how they treat all of these. That's what happened with the international title. The second Ospreay stopped holding it, stopped showing up on Dynamite. That happened not only when MJF had it, happened with Takeshita too. So it's the mid-card belts only get on Dynamite if a star holds them. So I think unless, I don't know, like there's no other women, at least right now in AEW, that they see on the level as Moné. Not even Toni Storm, because she's just moved to Collision. And I know they're going to say, well, Collision's not a B show. It's a B show. Come on, it's a B show.
Fair.
I don't know. Mandy Rose could show up anytime in between her OnlyFans.
Did she get signed?
I don't know. No, not that I heard of.
I was
She's
like,
a free agent.
Yeah. Speaking, I think I saw something. I don't know if it's true. I think Jordan Grace actually officially signed with WWE.
Yeah, I was reading that too. I can't remember where I read that though.
Let me look it up. I don't want to. Wrestling Inc. Oh yeah, Sports Illustrated. So that's got to be true, right? Yeah. So it's official. She did sign the deal. So that's neat. Yeah. Good for her.
She'll probably pop in the Rumble, I'm guessing.
She said she's busy. She's hosting her mom's 50th birthday party, supposedly.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we want to do Nitro. Bam, 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 bam.
Jeez,
let's
I
do
think
it.
Dyna Nitro actually might win this week.
Ooh, we'll see. I doubt it, just because this Nitro, it's not like bad, but like bad funny. These just kind of seem like dull, but we'll see. We had a 4 quarters match. Shannon Moore defeats Elix Skipper and Jamie Noble and Yang. How long did this one go?
4:02.
5 minutes and 4 seconds.
4:58. Close. This one's a singles match. The Cat defeats Sean Stasiak. Chad, don't overthink this one, but it's not exactly what you're thinking.
1 minute 9 seconds.
No!
Damn it.
Dave.
5:01.
5:03. That's like, don't overthink it too hard, but you're not like, don't think it too much. Like, it's a little hard. Next up, Chavo Guerrero and Road Warrior Animal. That's a new name. Defeat the Filthy Animals. Lots of animals in this match. Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio. How long did this one go?
3:12.
12 minutes 3 seconds.
12 minutes. I think that would be the longest. I think that would be the longest Nitro match. We have not seen anything longer than, I think, 11 or so minutes. But this is 3:27. This is actually the longest match on the show. Lance Storm defeats Crowbar. How long did this one go?
7:18.
5 minutes 4 seconds.
6:53. Dave was pretty close. Next up, this is a non-title match. I don't know what title it was supposedly not for, but Rick Steiner defeats the Franchise.
2:53.
It's actually 5:39. And I've seen the Franchise so much, I didn't know who it was, so I finally figured out it's Shane Douglas. Finally, and this is why I'm like, I think this Dynamite was still better, because at least it had a better main event. 2-on-1 handicap match. Kevin Nash defeats Totally Buff, Buff Bagwell, and Lex Luger. That's why I'm like, I think Moné and Yuka was a better match. How long did this one go?
Oh God. 3:43.
1 minute 9 seconds.
You're actually really close, Dave. 3:50. 7 seconds off. I should keep track of when you guys get it like right or like off by a second or so I could like whoever gets the most right in a year gets a gift card or something funny. Like, you got the most matches right. Like, somehow.
You have to go back to eating hot things.
Yeah, maybe we do that for Revolution. Try to cope with some hot sauce or something.
Yep.
But before that, we actually have the Rumble. I know we already talked about it, but maybe the matches. Are we excited for anything? Or Dave, are you looking forward to it at all? Or are you just kind of like, eh?
I'm just looking forward to the Rumble part of it. Penta will be in it.
I bet you Malachi Black will be in it. I bet you, I wouldn't say this so confidently, but I have a feeling Goldberg will be in it. I have a feeling Joe Hendry will be in it, and those are just kind of like the big surprises. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to Cody and Kevin. I think that'll be a particularly nasty ladder match for WWE standards. Maybe not like a AEW nasty ladder match, but like this will be called the worst ladder match in years for WWE. I'm calling it now. And I'm also very excited for the tag team match, DIY and Motor City Machine Guns 2 out of 3 Falls match.
Ooh, that'll be tight.
I don't even feel like I've like heard anything about the Motor City Machine Guns newsworthy in a while.
Well, they won
like
the
won
title.
and then they like disappeared.
Well, DIY, they've always been in the tag team picture for the titles. It's just as hard because SmackDown's 3 hours now, so everything gets lost in the shuffle. Nothing really stands out right now.
Yeah, that must be really tough to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, if you're watching all SmackDown, let us know in the comments down below. So I think they've talked about how Raw is actually like losing 50% of its viewers, which like I think everyone expected, to be honest. Like there's no way they were gonna pull 4 million viewers a week. And even me, like I watched the first week, then I watched the second week, and then I watched like Penta and Pete Dunne on the third week. And the second they started talking about Logan Paul, I turned it off. Um, and then this week, I like kind of forgot it was on. And I looked and I was like, oh, I'm sure I missed some good promos, but I don't think I missed anything good. So I kind of get like it's losing its viewers, but we're about to enter the big part of WWE's year. So should be good. And I'll try to watch Raws when I can, but I just don't always have every Monday night off.
I'll get everything I need from the WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Pretty good at that. And they get it up like within an hour or so. It's kind of
It's
crazy.
good. Yeah, they are good at that. Cool. Yeah. Who do we all predict will win the Rumble?
Cena for the men's. Charlotte for the women's.
Ooh.
Those are like really safe, but I think Charlotte and Tiffany at Mania is a really good idea. And I think Cena versus either Gunther or Cody is a good idea. Other possible ideas, I think CM Punk's always a nice shout, but I think with Cena's last year, it's kind of like there's an obvious choice.
Yeah.
People are saying Bianca for the women's, and then she goes on to face Rhea. But like, I kind of want a good build for that one, more than just a Rumble. But if that's how they want to get to the match, that could be a really good match. So I don't know.
I had to pick. I'm picking Cena, and I'm going to be real wild and pick Becky Lynch.
Whoa. Whoa. That's crazy. Chad, what do you got? Who do you got?
Shoot. I want to go against the grain here. Although Cena is actually the Vegas odds-on favorite right now, but I'll throw out a CM Punk there. Maybe it's his time to shine. And for the women, James Ellsworth. No, wait.
Santino Marella. No, Santina Marella. Oh, wait.
Shoot. Yeah, Flair or Becky. Both are kind of the tops for me right now. I don't know. I like the Flair scenario, though. I think it's more interesting. I think Becky doesn't really need a big win to feel like she's the top of the card.
I think if it's heel Charlotte, I think it's a great idea. I think if it's babyface Charlotte, it's a terrible idea. So please let it be heel Charlotte. Let her like be a annoying bitch about it, and then let her get a nice marquee match at Mania. Like I'm all for it.
Yeah, should be fun. Those are one of the PLEs that I'm contractually obligated to review. So yeah, I'll be watching that thing. Yeah, should be good. PLE. Cool. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Grand Slam, Royal Rumble. Yeah, should be a fun time in our world of wrestling, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Starts off my favorite. Well, part of my favorite time of year. Rumble the Mania is always good.
Yeah. I heard Triple H put himself in the Hall of Fame.
No, Stephanie McMahon, The Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels surprised him with it, okay? Triple H doesn't like all this attention. He never wanted to be the center of attention, okay? So stop going on about it. He's not the center of attention, okay?
So a great meme of it was like originally a picture of Biden putting the Medal of Honor on someone, but it's old Triple H's head putting it on young Triple H's head.
Yeah. The thing is I do genuinely believe that Triple H deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I just don't think it should have happened for a little while, especially considering how much they put him on TV right now, considering he doesn't want to come out and doesn't want to be seen and does like all this stuff. He says like, I don't want to be on TV. And then he goes out for like a 20-minute segment where he like soaks up. Like, it's just kind of like, so I can believe that he was surprised with this and that he did not go with it. But I will also say I probably should have waited. Like, is there no one else you could have thrown in there this year? Like, really?
Like Jericho. For the Hardy Boys.
Chad, for the love of God, save this. Dave's killing me.
Oh,
I got
Brock
nothing.
Lesnar.
Ooh.
Vince McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
No, that's I mean,
Hornswoggle.
I think he is. I don't know.
So.
They put Rey Mysterio in. Why not? It's John Cena.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not. I don't think they ever formally put Batista in the Hall of Fame. Actually, I think they announced it, and then COVID happened, so they postponed it, and they never like they put everyone else in that year but Batista. So like, why not Batista?
Yeah.
It's a little too early for LA Knight. He's not that old, Dave.
Anyway, yeah. Should be a lot of news coming out of WWE in the next 3 months, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited for Aleister Black's main event push in WWE.
He's just going to be back in that back room again. Somebody pick a fight with me. Like,
Cody.
No, dude, you just got to get booked. Like, go check the whiteboard out.
Oh. Cody, I see you're back in WWE. He's been back longer than you have. Andrade's returned. He returned before you did. I have unfinished business with Edge. Where is he? Wrong time, guy. Wrong time.
Well, yeah. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that's everything I got to yap about.
Yeah.
Anything else from you gentlemen?
I got nothing.
I'll take that as a no. Well, cool. Yeah. Thank you, everyone out there, for joining our review of AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
We are probably not going to do a collision review, so we just might have a retro view coming at ya. It's going to be Chris Benoit. No, I'm kidding.
It's going to be Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan.
Ooh.
That's a joke. We'll not be doing that one. Chad said the 1992 Royal Rumble.
Well, aren't we doing the Rumble this week?
Yeah.
Good point. So I'll have to push that out, but it'll come sooner rather than later.
Well, yeah, we'll be reviewing the current Rumble. That should be a lot of fun. But yeah, again, thank you for joining, and I think we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead and do the damn thing.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
Hey.
Cheerio, pip pip.
Bye bye.
Ha ha.